everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sydney and today I will be doing a Q&A about my trip to Antarctica. So a few months ago I was actually in Antarctica with Adventures by Disney and it was the most amazing experience of my life and so many people had questions about it. So I'm probably going to do a part 1 and part 2, maybe even a part 3 Q&A session. I don't know. It's really just going to depend on how many questions I have. So anyways, let's get started with this video. Also, before we get started, I do want to point out that I'm wearing my Ushuaia shirt. I got it on Christmas in Antarctica and I just love this shirt, so I'm going to wear it for this video. Anyways, let's get started with the questions. So the first question we have is, how many days was your trip? Did it include South Georgia Island and or the Falkland Islands? So my trip was a total of 14 days, including being in Argentina, I think. So I just looked at a bunch of the papers and stuff that we got on the voyage of the itinerary, and I found out that the first day we got on was December 21st, and then the day we got off was December 31st. So we were on the ship for 10 days. And to answer your other question, no, we did not go to the South Georgia Islands or the Falkland Islands. I feel like 10 days is too short for that because 2 of the days are spent going through the Drake Passage, and then you're in Antarctica for a few days, and then you go through the Drake Passage again. There's really no time for the Falkland Islands or South Georgia on a 10-day one. I believe I looked at the itinerary for like a 16-day one, and that included South Georgia and the Falkland Islands. I think you said that you were going on the 10-night one, so I mean, most likely I don't think that you'd go to those places, but you can always check the itinerary on Ponant's website, and that should have some of the information on your itinerary. Okay, so the next person asked, I will be going on Ponant Le Boreal next year. Is the cabin better on the starboard right side or not? So I know for one of the sides, the bathroom shower door, like while going through the Drake Passage only, would like swing out on people. For the side we were on, it did not swing out on anyone. So I guess the side I was on, but I don't remember if we were on the starboard or port side. I know that when we would get off excursions, when we'd walk through the ship, our room was on the right side. So I'm gonna say that because I think we would get on from the back of the ship, but don't quote me on it. I don't really remember, honestly, but I mean, either way, the rooms are both practically the same, and not everyone had that issue on the ship. It was just a few of the cabins. So I mean, they're basically the same, so I don't think one side would really be better than the other. And also, I didn't get to experience being on the other side of the ship in the room, so I don't really know. And then the same person asked, what month did you go? We went in December. I loved going in December because that is when all the baby penguins are born. Because when we went, we saw so many baby penguins that were like born that day. They were the cutest. So if you want to see baby penguins, I would suggest going in December. And if you would prefer not to see baby penguins and maybe more so like teenager penguins, I would recommend going more toward the end of the Antarctica season, which would be like February and March. And the next question they had is, how many zodiacs are there? So I'm not 100% sure. There were a lot of zodiacs. Like, there is no zodiac shortage on this ship. There was more than enough for everyone, so. And then they also asked, does everyone get to go on the zodiac at the same time? And the answer to this is no. Half of the ship gets off at one time, and then the other half of the ship gets off. So our ship also wasn't completely full. I think the ship can hold like, I don't remember actually, but we had like 100 less people on the ship than it could hold, I believe. I think because it was like also with Adventures by Disney and COVID going on, they didn't fill it up for that kind of reasons and stuff. But I think no matter what, it's always split 50-50. And they also asked how many excursions per day. So there are 2 excursions per day. They can either be Zodiac cruises or land excursions. So basically they can get canceled depending on the weather. For our cruise, we only had one that got canceled, and that was on Peterman Island. I think we were supposed to do like a Zodiac cruise or something, and it was on Christmas. we really didn't realize it because like a bunch of activities were replaced and stuff instead. And like it was Christmas, we were having a great time. Got my shirt from Santa. It was the best. So they can get canceled, but I feel like we were there, I think, in Antarctica for 5 days. So we had a total of 9 excursions, should have had 10, but I felt like 9 was like more than enough, honestly. But it was amazing. And yeah, I hope that answers your question. And someone also asked the population in Antarctica. So no one technically lives there full time, but people come and go for like just short periods of working time and stuff. I think there's some jobs and stuff that people can do there. So people live there, but people don't like live there permanently. So the next question a few people actually asked was, how much did it cost? So we were on Ponant, which is a luxurious cruise line, and we also did it with Adventures by Disney. I don't know the exact cost off the top of my head, but I believe it was either $11,000 or $12,000 per person for the 10-night one. I know the longer ones are obviously more money, and depending on what cruise line you go on, it's going to vary. Like if you go on something like Royal Caribbean doesn't let you step foot on land for their Antarctica one, I don't believe. So that's also a lot cheaper. Like I really wanted to step foot on land. Like that was like the whole purpose of going, which was why we chose Ponant, and because it was with Adventures by Disney. My family loves Disney, so it was just like, it all worked out pretty well. So yeah, it is pricey, but I mean, if you have the opportunity to go, I would definitely recommend it. Totally worth the money. So someone was asking about the flights that we did. So we went from Buenos Aires, Argentina to Ushuaia, and from there, I believe we boarded a bus that brought us to the port, and we were there basically same way back. Wasn't anything too complex. I don't know if it's going to be different based on how you go, because ours was with Adventures by Disney. I don't know if Disney did anything differently, but that was just my experience with it. So the final question that I will be answering in this video is about what activities there are on board. Someone said that they think that they would get bored on the ship and that there wouldn't be enough to do because they're on a 16-night cruise with Ponant. So yes, 16 nights is a very long time, but I do not think you would get bored. There is so much to do on the Ponant ship. Actually, after this, I'm going to be filming a video about the itinerary on Ponant, so you'll be able to see all the activities that we did. I never got bored. I always had something to do. There were things such as tea time. There were shows many of the nights. There were live musicians, there's games, there's so much to do on the ship, there's a gym, a whole bunch of stuff. I did do a ship tour, which if you want to watch that, you definitely should. It's in the Antarctica playlist, and there's scenery everywhere you go. So like if you're bored, you can just go outside, watch, look for animals. Like there were so many times where we would just be on the ship and we'd be on the lookout for penguins. People would be like, oh my gosh, there's a seal outside, and everyone would run outside or to a window to try to look. So I feel like there's always something that you'll be able to do. If you are worried about it though, I'd recommend bringing maybe a book if you're into that, or maybe a card game and stuff, because they have a Wii on board the ship. I don't know if it's on board every ship, but on Ponant they have it. It's like this huge game thing where they have Just Dance, Mario Kart, a few other games and stuff. So there's definitely a lot to do, and I really don't think you would get bored. So yeah. Anyways, you guys, I hope you guys found this Q&A helpful, and make sure to go watch all my other Antarctica videos. I vlogged the whole entire trip, and I also vlogged Ushuaia. So I would definitely recommend going to watch those videos if you want to learn more about Antarctica and what there is to do. And if you're going on a cruise with Ponant to Antarctica, let me know. I would love to hear how it goes. And yeah, anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.